Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the reaction of mercury nitrate with HCl. Mercury nitrate react with HCl. It gives mercury chloride plus nitric acid. Next is precipitate of lead chloride. White precipitate of lead chloride dissolve on heating. Next is silver nitrate AgNO3 react with hydrochloric acid gives thick curdy white precipitate of silver chloride. Here is the reaction. Silver nitrate AgNO3 react with HCl. It forms silver chloride AgCl plus HNO3 nitric acid. These white precipitate are insoluble in nitric acid. White precipitate of silver nitrate is insoluble in nitric acid but soluble in ammonium hydroxide. If we separate out this HCl precipitates and then we add ammonium hydroxide NH4OH ammonium hydroxide, then the white precipitate of silver chloride becomes soluble and form complex salt called diamine silver chloride. Diamine means NH3 twice. Diamine silver Ag, 1 means Ag 1 positive. Chloride means Cl negative plus water. This is a soluble product formed by the dissolution of silver chloride precipitate in ammonium hydroxide. When dilute nitric acid added to the clear solution of diamine, when we again add nitric acid in this diamine silver chloride, then the white precipitate of silver chloride formed again. In this, if we add nitric acid, then the white precipitate of silver chloride formed again. When the silver chloride exposed to sunlight or light, it decomposed, gave chlorine gas and silver as metallic product. When the silver chloride is exposed to light, it decomposes and gives silver metal and chlorine liberated as powder. Next is silver nitrate is used to test hydrochloric acid and chloride ion. We use this salt for the test of hydrochloric acid. Next is from this up to this. This topic is not in your syllabus. This topic is only for your understanding. In this case, HCl acts as an oxidizing agent and liberate chlorine gas. Next is uses of hydrochloric acid. General uses. In laboratory, we use it as a reagent. It reacts with base and other salts, metals, and also used for the preparation of aqua regia. Aqua regia, this is not in your syllabus, aqua regia, but here we discuss a little bit about the aqua regia. Aqua regia is a mixture of 2 acid, concentrated hydrochloric acid and 1 part of nitric acid. In 3:1, we take 3 volume of HCl and 1 volume of nitric acid. It forms 3 product: nitrosyl chloride, water and nascent chlorine. This nascent chlorine is used to dissolve noble metals. These metals, gold, platinum, are not soluble in any acid, any base or any other reagent, but these metals are soluble in aqua regia. We make aqua regia to dissolve these metals. Aqua regia is the mixture having 3 parts of HCl and 1 part of nitric acid. It forms nascent chlorine which is used to dissolve noble metals. Noble metal like gold, platinum, When the nascent chlorine react with gold, it form gold chloride. Platinum react with chlorine, nascent chlorine, it form platinum chloride. These are the soluble product as chloride when these metal soluble in nascent chlorine. Next is general uses. We can understand it act as a reagent. It act as a aqua regia, used for the preparation of aqua regia for the dissolution or for to soluble to form soluble chloride products of metals like gold and platinum. Next is industrial uses. In the manufacture of chlorine, we can make chlorine gas. Here, have one example. This is not in your syllabus, but for the industrial use, we use HCL for the manufacture of chlorine gas. And chloride, metal chloride, ammonium chloride is used in dry cell. You can easily understand. Dyes, drugs, paint, photographic chemical like silver chloride we use in photographic films. Glucose from starch. Next is used to pickle steel. We use hydrochloric acid to clean the surface of metals, because on the surface of metal there is a thick layer of oxide and sulfides and carbonates. To dissolve these oxides, we use hydrochloric acid. In the case of steel, before plated with tin or chromium, we use HCl for pickling. Pickling means to purify or the clean metal surface by using acid. Next is purifying bone black, because HCl dissolve the calcium phosphate present in bones. For the purification of bones, or when we make sugar in the sugar industries, we use bone black. For purification of bone black, we dissolve HCl, calcium phosphate dissolve in HCl, and the bone become purified. Remove rust from iron sheets. Next is cleaning metal surface before painting. For electroplating, galvanizing and soldering, we clean the metal surface with hydrochloric acid. Extraction of glue. Glue means gum from the bones with the help of hydrochloric acid, because the hard part of the bone like calcium phosphate dissolve in hydrochloric acid. Next is tanning and calico printing industries. We use hydrochloric acid. Next is in medicines. Dilute hydrochloric acid is prescribed to the patients with decreased activity of gastric juice. We use HCl is prescribed in the case if the stomach is not properly working and HCl is not secreted properly. In that case, the patient is prescribed to take dilute solution of hydrochloric